sees Renard removing the new fuel rod from its case. As Renard begins to insert the fuel rod into the reactor, Bond jumps down and kicks him, making him drop the fuel rod. He then gets Renard in a headlock. As he does so, he looks down and sees Christmas being pressed against the door below by the rising water. Bond elbows Renard hard in the neck and kicks him down the room, then jumps down himself and opens the door to let Chris in. He pulls her in and refastens the door.
We're safe from the radiation, as long as the reactor coolant doesn't burst. If he had gotten the plutonium right in the reactor, we could have written off the whole city. James!
Renard gets up and wallops Bond.
Welcome to my nuclear family.
Standing on some poles around the reactor, Renard starts to insert the fuel rod. Bond jumps up and kicks and punches him away. He then starts to withdraw the fuel rod. As Renard gets up, Christmas goes to stop him, but he thumps her away. He then lands a series of kicks and punches on Bond, who drops the fuel rod. The two men grapple hand to hand.
Are you really going to commit suicide for her?
You forget, I'm already dead.
Haven't you heard? So is she.
Renard stares at him in disbelief.
You're lying.
He lashes out in a frenzy. He repeatedly kicks Bond, who falls through a metal grill. Snarling, Renard slams the grill over the top of Bond. As Bond gets his breath back, Renard picks up the fuel rod once again and climbs back up to the reactor. He begins to reinsert the rod into the centre of the reactor. As he does so, the needle of a dial on the wall begins to creep round to the red. As he pushes the rod in further, an airline which delivers compressed air to eject the fuel rods becomes disconnected. Bond spots it, and as the dial on the wall heads into the red, Bond gets up and grabs the airline. The needle on the dial goes into the red, warning the reactor is about to go critical. Bond climbs up to the air hose's socket and reconnects it, just as Renard finishes inserting the fuel rod. Bond presses a button to eject the fuel rod from the reactor. Renard looks over at Bond, who nods.
She's waiting for you.
Bond pulls a lever and the fuel rod is ejected with such force it runs Renard through. Still smiling, he looks over at Bond, then collapses and falls beside Christmas. The needle on the dial falls back out of the red, and Christmas gets to her feet.
The hydrogen gas level's too high. One spark and the reactor will blow. I have to stop it.
Bond goes down to the door and starts to open it.
Go to the top of the submarine. I'll meet you in the torpedo bay. Go!
As he opens the door, the water pours in. He climbs up after Christmas.
The reactor is flooded. So it's safe, even if this place blows.
They climb into one of the rearward torpedo tubes. Bond hitting